Welcome to this week's Eat Fit webinar toolkit series. I want to kind of take this webinar back to the basics. We've talked a lot about psychological adjustments and changes in previous webinars, and we've also talked a little bit about some of the behavioral techniques that you can utilize in some of the sessions a while back. So I want to hone in today on more of a behavioral change. I want to keep this one very simple. Oftentimes, I think what we struggle with when trying to change our behavior around food is portion distortion. And I just want you to start with a simple change, okay? Look at the plates you are eating from. One of the things I'm asked a lot is about, kind of what I do around food, and we're each different, we're each unique, we have different diets, no two food logs are the same. What I find though is oftentimes people have a warped concept around what an actual portion size is, okay? So I have plates here, and I want you to think about what you're eating your lunch and dinner from, primarily. And then think about the kind of plates that you would get at a restaurant, and maybe what you're mimicking oftentimes at home. This is a plate size comparable to something I have received at a restaurant. You see how this is the size of my head, bigger than my head. That comparable to the size of something I've received going to a Cheesecake Factory recently, or other restaurants similar, where the size of the plate is more of a platter. Okay, now oftentimes there's garnish or things like that around the perimeter, but the surface area of the plate where the food actually goes is much larger than I would recommend. Okay, this is better. All right, so the surface area of what you're using for your actual food is much smaller. All right, so ideally most of this would be vegetables and protein, okay, for lunch and dinner. But this is closer to what you should be eating from. All right, so if you have larger plates at home, you want to be mindful of that. I eat a lot of my meals from this plate. Okay, so a lot of the times when I put something together, piece of fish, piece of chicken, my protein, my vegetables, I can get it on this plate. And if it's dinner and it's just protein and vegetables, I don't feel bad about a piece of 4 to 6 ounce fish or chicken and a serving of green beans or asparagus or something like that on a plate this size. It actually seems appropriate, and I don't feel deprived. Admittedly, sometimes there is a bowl on the side for the salad, okay? But when it comes to being at home eating dinner, this is the size of the plate that I would eat from. Hopefully this puts things in perspective a little bit when it comes to portions. I know I'm going to get flack about the size of that plate, but that really does psychologically trick me into feeling like I've had enough when I've completed that plate, because that plate's not oversized, okay? So think about different behavior changes that you can make. What size is the bowl you put your breakfast cereal in? Same thing for your kids or your partner. Is that bowl too big? What size is the spoon you're using? These things play into our sense of portions and whether or not they are distorted. All right, that's this week's Eat Fit webinar toolkit series. You eat fit in the meantime. I'll talk to you soon.